Happy New Year, Tailoring Talkers. Welcome back to the cockpit of the G87. I'm just on my way back from a wonderful Cars and Coffee event organised by Trevor of Rolling Slow Media, which takes place at Regent's Park. Little did I know that my little BMW M2 was going to be the only BMW M car there amongst a sea of Porsches. But regardless, what makes this car so special is the fact that it gets attention everywhere it goes. I hope everyone's had a great start to the new year. So that was the first Cars and Coffee type event that I've ever attended, and I had to support my friend Trevor from Rolling Slow Media. If you haven't checked out his channel, please head over there. I'll put the link up on the screen for you. But Trevor's passion for not just cars, but capturing drivers and their cars and their stories is just a joy to behold. I met him through my friends at Box 3 Motorsport, and we had our first track tuition day together, so we were buddied up, and then towards the end of the day we took his F87 and my G87 out on track. I didn't know that cheeky sod had done loads and loads of track days, and he knew Bedford really, really well. I'd never done a track day in my life, so I had no idea what to expect. Plus, I'm in a car that I've only had for a couple months, and yeah, it was all going well up to the halfway point, and then I basically just took a turn wrong and ran out, and he was able to get ahead and finish ahead of me. So yeah, I still don't think the F87 would actually beat a G87, but a great driver will always beat a rubbish one. So there you go. I think I'm a lot better now than when I was nearly a year ago, so I'd love to have that rematch one day, Trevor, if you're watching. Anyway, Cars and Coffee. So this is an event hosted by Rolling Slow Media. Takes place at Regent's Park here in London, in the inner circle, on the first Saturday of every month. I'll put a correction on screen if I've got that wrong, but it might be the second Saturday of every month, actually, from 8 AM through to 12 PM, and you can get your tickets online. And if you're someone that either has an amazing car and you want to go park it up, meet other people with other amazing cars and make connections, or you're someone that loves cars, you might not have one yourself, but you appreciate them, or you might be an amateur or up-and-coming car photographer or videographer, it's definitely the place to go. I'm naturally quite shy in situations where I don't know people, so I'm not very good at initiating conversation, but I did meet some really nice people, and it was because of this car. So I pulled up, and literally my car is sandwiched in between loads of Porsches, Caymans, GT3s, GT2s, you name it, like every variety was there. And then you got my little sleeper, you know, not really standing out either because it's all black. So I sort of pulled up, parked up, got my little parking ticket, went to find Trevor to say hello because he and his son are the only people that I know. And obviously he's busy filming, which was a bit orcs, so I had to let him get on with it. And then I sort of wandered around, took some footage of some of the cars that were there. People were kind of already talking to each other, and again, I'm just so bad at breaking into other people's conversations and, you know, like I said, initiating. But eventually these really lovely guys that were looking at my M2. They must have clocked that I was the guy that owned it or whatever, I don't know, or they probably saw me when I parked up. But they asked me about it. They asked about the exhaust in particular, because they thought I might have done something to it. And I explained to them that it was completely stock, and they were absolutely amazed. And they really had an appreciation for this car. And so any of my fellow M2 owners that are watching this, you know, sometimes you think, God, I do get a bit big-headed about this car. You've got every right to be, because people, when they see it in the flesh, they really fall in love with it. It's really hard to describe unless you're in the situation. But you know, these guys, they, you know, I turned it on for them and revved the engine for them, or revved the exhaust rather, rev the engine. Whatever. Yeah, they were just so impressed. I mean, there was one gentleman who has a GT2 RS, I want to say, and he was really impressed with this. And then there was another guy who has a Macan, and again, he was quite impressed. Now, he'd actually gone to Porsche from owning M cars, so he'd had like an older two-door M3 and some other stuff, I can't remember. You know, you lot know me, I'm really bad with all the numbers. What his thing with it was, he couldn't get over the size of this car, because he said he's seen them online and they don't look that big, but seeing one in the flesh, he just couldn't get over how big it looked. Personally, I think it was the angle that we were standing at, because we were sort of standing on the driver's side corner, and when you look at it from that angle, because the hood, it's quite a sweeping hood, and then it's got that bulge over the top. It's like that S58 engine is trying to break out of it. That's kind of what the hood of this looks like to me. It reminds me of the Mustang as well in that regard. And I think that's what threw him off with the size, because I don't think this is that big a car. But I did explain to him, and he was really interested. I explained to him that this is the M4 platform. So it essentially is an M4 body, just 40 centimeters shorter in the wheelbase. Is it 40 or 20? I can't remember now. But it's exactly the same width and so on. And it obviously has now got the S58 engine in it, which, you know, obviously he knew is the same as the modern M3. So, you know, he was really impressed. And then when I was leaving, there were a few people taking videos and photographing it and stuff. So yeah, so anyway, so that was really cool. I couldn't stay for very long because I'm just so busy this month. My wife is away for the whole month. She's out the country. So I'm juggling the business and also looking after the household. And that's also why I've not really had time to create any content. So I also kind of double-edged sword thought, or rather kill two birds with one stone. I thought I'd just jump on, do a quick little hi, and tell you about this just wonderful Cars and Coffee event. So here's the thing: we need to get more M car owners there. So if you're watching this, if you're one of our regulars, or if you're new to the channel, welcome by the way. Cars and Coffee, Rolling Slow Media, check it out, get a ticket for February. Let's try and get as many M cars down there as we can. If we can get an assortment of G87s in different colours, that would be absolutely amazing. Any M2 CS owners that have got the purple thing, head on down. Someone actually looked at my car and said, and let you guys let me know what you think about this, they said that they thought I should do a wheel upgrade, and not a bright gold, but I should do like a sort of subtle gold alloy on this. Now, I have actually thought about it, but in the cold light of day, I don't think it's a good idea. I think what I've done with this car, you know, the all black thing is what it is and what it should be. But let me know what you think about that. Anyway, so there we go. So Cars and Coffee, let's try and get a load of M cars down there next time so that I'm not on my own, and we can show those Porsches what's what. Yeah, fill your boots with groceries. We'll show them how practical our cars are as well as fast. Anyway, there we go. Thank you so much. As always, please do subscribe. There is going to be loads and loads coming over the coming weeks and months, so make sure you don't miss a thing. Hit that like button, join in the comments as always, and you can check out our channel memberships. Yeah, thank you so much. As I've said before, I go through periods where I'm not driving this car, where I wonder if it was really necessary, but then when I get in it and I hit the ignition button and the engine starts, it puts such a big smile on my face, and I love driving it, and I absolutely love this damn thing. So there we go. I wish you all the very best for 2026. There's a lot going on in the world at the moment. I hope everyone's looking after themselves, looking after their mental health and so on. But yeah, I think going through this sort of time, I think it's important to be sensitive to people that are really suffering around the world at the moment. There's some scary stuff going on. But I guess my New Year's message to you is if you have the opportunity to find joy, if there is something that you love doing, don't let anyone stop you from doing it, because life is very, very short, and there are people out there that don't have the privilege of being able to do things that they enjoy or to find joyous moments in life. So yeah, driving this thing is one of mine. I feel very, very privileged and grateful. I will see you on the next one.